constitution and need for law. In large societies, where different communities of people live together, rules are formulated through consensus, and in modern countries, this consensus is available in a written form. A written document in which we find such rules is called the Constitution. The Indian Constitution is a legal document which contains basic laws that define the powers and functions of the government. It is on the basis of the provisions contained in the Constitution that the governance of the country is carried out. It also enumerates the rights and duties of the citizens. Every government has to function according to the laws laid down in the Constitution. The Constitution of India was put into force on 26th of January 1950. The Constitution gives us information about the composition of the government. It describes in detail the different organs that comprise the government: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. It also specifies how each organ of the government is composed and mentions the functions that it must perform. At the same time, it protects people from any injustice of the state by imposing certain limitations on the powers of the government. So, it performs dual functions of regulating the government as well as safeguarding the rights of the citizens. Trivia: the Constitution, in its current form, consists of a preamble, 22 parts containing 448 articles, 12 schedules, 5 appendices, and 94 amendments to date. The need for law. No civilized society can lead a peaceful life unless people of the society abide by the rules and regulations. Laws are important for the smooth functioning of the society and for establishing peace and order in the state. Customs adopted by the society, when followed regularly, become permanent and take the form of law. Those principles which were found useful and were applied regularly were recognized as law. But if you look around, you will notice that there are many people who suffer due to certain unjust social practices such as caste system and untouchability. There were no reasonable explanations to justify such practices, which led to acts of atrocities being committed against certain people. When people show the lack of will to change, the government has to take initiative to force the change in order to implement the provisions of the Constitution. Any such social and religious customs which hampers the progress of the society and country must be removed at the earliest, otherwise it will destroy the social structure and hinder national progress. To curb the evil practices of giving and taking dowry during marriages, the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961 was passed. According to this act, the act of taking and giving dowry is a crime. Anyone who is found guilty is to be fined and imprisoned for a period of not less than 5 years. Dowry is the money or gift given to the daughter at the time of marriage by her parents. Ideals before our Constitution. The making of the Constitution of a country is inspired by certain ideals which are included in the preamble of our Constitution. The word preamble literally means an introduction to a legal document. The Indian Constitution opens with the words, "We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic." The preamble lays down the basic principles and reflects the ideals which the rulers of our country should always keep in mind while formulating and implementing national policies. The preamble thus reflects the spirit of the Constitution. It also shows that people of India are the real authority. A brief description of the words given in the preamble is sovereignty. After independence, India has become a sovereign state. It means that India is no longer subjected to any external power. India is free to follow any kind of policy she wants in her relationship with other countries of the world. No outside power can interfere in the internal matters of our country. Secular. The word secular implies that all Indians have the freedom to profess, practice, and propagate any religion they like. The state has no official religion of its own and does not discriminate on the basis of religion. Socialist. Ours is a socialist state, which implies that the state policies should be designed so as to serve for the welfare of the people as a whole. It tries to redistribute the wealth of a country in such a way that everyone can get at least the minimum to lead a decent life. Suitable restrictions should be imposed on the rich people, and the interests of poor and weaker sections of the society should be safeguarded. Republic. A republic is a state where the head of the state is a popularly elected person. The president is the highest executive authority of the land. Democratic. We have adopted a democratic form of government. It signifies that the state derives its powers from the people. People vote them to power government on the basis of universal adult franchise. People control their government and can also remove it from power if they are unhappy. All adult people of the country take part in elections which are held after every 5 years. Trivia. The Constituent Assembly of India took 2 years, 11 months and 17 days to draft the Constitution. On drafting the Constitution, 6.4 crore rupees were spent.